Why do you feel guilty after getting exactly what you want? Today, walking from this random beach in Spain, I wanted to answer a question with absolute honesty. Why is it that immediately after you get exactly what your brain wants, whether it is hours of mindless scrolling, a cheap digital distraction, or avoiding a difficult task, you are hit with a crushing, suffocating wave of guilt? Most people think this guilt means they are broken. They aren't. Let's look at the brutal biology of your stagnation. Human nature is fundamentally designed for mediocrity. Yes, you heard me quite right. Your body and your mind are programmed for one thing: self preservation and saving energy at absolutely any cost. When you sit down to build a business, to study, or to train, and you suddenly feel a massive wave of brain fog and laziness, that is not a character flaw. It is a biological stop signal. Your brain is literally trying to guarantee your survival by keeping you safe and expending zero calories. We have been conditioned by the modern matrix to seek the emotional womb. We want to be protected, comfortable, and endlessly entertained. So, you fall into the loop. You seek the quick hit of cheap pleasure, the immediate relief. But the second the dopamine fades, reality hits. You realize you traded your potential for comfort. This brings us to the psychology of course, Carl Jung and the ancient alchemists. In alchemy, as I've mentioned several times in this channel, the very first stage of the great work is called the Nigredo, the blackening. And you see, people often misunderstand the Nigredo. When they get to it, they tend to think it's a state of depression or a curse. It isn't. The Nigredo is not a bad thing. It is the necessary putrefaction. It is the literal burning away of the dead wood, the obsolete ego, and the weak behaviors that no longer serve you. The problem is that the Nigredo is incredibly hard to activate. Why? Because it involves getting out of obliviousness. But then again, you can't see what you're not looking. So it involves a paradox. And because it simply hurts a lot. So the burning process is agonizing. So instead of stepping into the fire to reach the albedo, the second phase, the washing and the purification, people run away. They refuse to go through the pain. And they aren't even aware of it. That's the most frustrating part. And because they refuse to burn, they rot. Stagnation is just the rotting of a soul that refused to enter the Nigredo. So, to answer to the initial question, you feel that crushing guilt after cheap pleasure because your soul knows you are running. It knows you are running from the fire. So, how do you fix it? You don't try to find balance. You must develop a literal fetish for effort. You have to displace your desire. Instead of craving the quick ecstasy of an easy night, you must train your mind to desire the pain of the grind. You have to understand that the wear and tear of your mind and body is not a defect. It's a natural condition of the world. The moment you accept that life is about getting tired and solving problems, the anxiety disappears. How many fetishes do you have? Here I am. It's Sunday afternoon, it's a beautiful day outside, and here I am recording this video. Because, why? Because I have to do it. Because I promised myself I'd be posting one video per week, and I can't do more because I don't have the time. But I must make it work at least once a week. That's just one small example about myself. So I invite you to step into the fire and let the dead wood burn. Once you became obsessed and start having fetishes with hard work, with success, seeing the daily consistency start compounding means you have reached the albedo. So I invite you to take this path with me. Check the link in the description for some art if you'd like to support the channel. And if you made this far and you are ready to stop rolling and start burning, go into the comments and type the word combustion. Keep walking with me, friend. El Sai Congo.